Turn pain to progression in every studio session. Turn pain to progression in every studio session. Turn pain to progression.
This is Pain to Progression with Regis, Arzu. Money management for the rest of us. Who's the rest of us? If you ever went a period of your time where you didn't know where your next meal was coming from, you are the rest of us. Hopefully you're not going through that now, but it happens, and hopefully there's someone there to help you and it doesn't last a long time. So this is episode number 2, our Wednesday Q&A episode. I'm super excited. This is, I would say, it's probably my favorite part, only because I get to answer your questions, whatever you've been thinking about, just random things that either you were curious about. I can help you, and I feel like it's more direct. But also, anyone else listening, I hope this helps you as well. And if you do have any questions and you want me to get to them, my email address is pain2progression, the number 2, at gmail.com. That's pain, the number 2, progression at gmail.com. And also I have a Facebook group at Pain to Progression, and you can always submit questions there within my inbox, or you can just post it and I'll collect them, and I'd love to hear you. So let's jump into it. Savannah from Bronx, New York writes, this might be a silly question, but what is a stimulus package, and does that mean I'll get money? And if so, when will I get the money? So Savannah, what a stimulus package is the government taking money that was technically set for something else in this country, and then they're going to take it to help the economy flow again and stimulate that money to flow. So right now, people are not spending money, either because they got laid off or because they're scared. And when the goal is to put this money in our hands and businesses' hands so they can spend it. So now if you have money to pay rent, your renter is going to be able to use that money in the economy. Or if I get money and I want to get grocery shopping, then I can now putting the money back into the country, and that helps flow the money. And then it takes away from us being in a recession and not moving and getting that money flowing. And will you get money? So the way it's set up now, and things are set to change, but it's been fairly approved. If you make under $75,000 a year and you're a single person, then you will get $1,200. If you're a married couple and you make under $150,000 a year, then you will receive up to $2,500. And if you have a child, you will receive up to $500 per child. Now, how will you receive that money? So what they're saying is, depending on how you filed your taxes, and if you filed your taxes, if you paid in 2019, depending on how you filed 2019 taxes, if you did it electronically, then you will receive that money electronically. If you did it via paper, then you will receive that money via paper. And if you have not filed for your 2019 taxes, then it depends on how you filed for your 2018 taxes. And if you have not filed for taxes at all, unfortunately, this money will not be given to you. So that's kind of how it's working right now. There's still some small kinks that they're trying to figure out, and that's what's going to take. After they figure that out, that's when the money is going to start coming to us. But they're planning to have it done within the next 2 weeks and have everything just ready to just go out to the hands of the people. Okay? Carlos from Aurora, Colorado writes, during this whole coronavirus craziness, is it safe to keep my money in the bank, or should I withdraw what I have and save the cash? This is a great question, Carlos. A lot of people are wondering that now because the fear of just the balance in your account just going away with the bank, that's scary, extremely scary. But I will tell you, Carlos, it is highly recommended to keep the money in the bank right now. So one of the reasons why you keep your money in the bank is for security. And what that means is that you're insured for $250,000 per person per account. So if you're a joint, then you're secured for up to $500,000. And the same thing with credit unions. If you have a credit union account, you are NCUA insured, and it's the same thing. You're insured for $250,000 per person. So that's something just to keep in mind. And if you take it out, if something happens in your home, if you lose the money, something like it's gone. But if the bank goes under, FDIC will cover up to $250,000 per person. So hopefully that gives some security. Just keep your money in the bank. Don't panic. It's in a good place. Stephanie asks, I just got a job and they're asking me to do 401k paperwork. Should I do it? And what do I sign up for? So Stephanie, yes, I highly recommend to do it. It's a good time to put money to a 401k. Definitely take into consideration your living and if you desperately need the money now. If you do, then I would weigh the options that you can do it later because your family and your food and your home comes first. But if you're in a position that you can spend, let's say, 1, 2, or 3% of your money and putting it into the 401k, I highly recommend it, especially whatever your job matches. And what that means is that if you put 1%, they will match you at 1%. So you kind of double your money for free, and that money becomes invested. And then your other question is, what should I sign up for? There's a thing called age-based retirement plan. And what that is, the younger you are, the more you can take risks. And the older you are, the more you can't have those risks with your retirement money, because if something happens, then the money goes away. With that in mind, age-based is really good because the younger you are, the more it'll have you kind of high risk, high reward. So you get a lot more money when you're on higher risk stocks. And then when you go older, and it just changed by itself for you. So that's a good reason about applying for that. So I hope that helps. I'm highly recommended. Go for it. I think that's going to help you in the long run. Julio from Austin, Texas asks, I keep hearing how it's a good time to buy stock. Is it really a good time to buy with everything going on? It's a great time to buy stock. And what I mean by that is everything is going down. And what that means is that it's a sale price for stock, meaning that typically a stock is valued at $20, but if it's right now at $2 and you purchase it at $2, once all this levels out, it will go back up to $20 and you will ride it back up and you will make that money per stock, depending on how much stocks you buy. So I recommend buying stock, but as I stated previously, it is more important for you, your family, and your shelter and your food to be safe and comfortable. So before you buy stock, just make sure you have enough saved for whatever may happen. And I know that's not really helping you on what to do, but I really can't make that decision for each person. I personally am going to buy stock. I haven't actually done it yet. I'm just waiting for it to get lower, and then it's going to ride a lot. But I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it because I still want to have security for my family, and I need to make sure they're safe because they come first. Tiffany from California asks, I like to smoke weed, but it gets pretty expensive, and I honestly don't really want to stop. How do I save with this habit, and is it possible? This is a very honest question. So, Tiffany, I live in Colorado, where you can assume that there's a lot of people that likes to smoke. And I get it. I mean, I drink. I come from a drinking family. What I would recommend is look at your money that you get and then budget it. So if you get, let's say, for example, $500 a check and your bills come up to $400. So you have $100 to be your spending money. So that's your budget. Do not exceed that. Do not go over that. Just tell yourself, this is my spending money until my next check. And if you purchase a whole bunch of weed, $100 worth of weed in that check, then just wait for the next pay period. So it's a matter of budgeting your money, but because you can budget and not be strict and be unhappy. So if this is what you want, then you can still do it. Just make sure you don't exceed what you've determined your budget is from pay period to pay period. All right. Ismael from Toronto, Canada. I really do want to save, but I don't know how. And where do I start? What do you recommend? Actually, it goes back with the last question. Just budget. Look at your income, write it all down, look at your outcome, write it all down, see what you have left, and budget that money and say, every check I'm going to put $200 away or $500 or $100 or $25. I'm going to put that away and I'm going to put that in the bank. And just stay strict to that. And as you do that, then you will find yourself that adding up, and just make sure you don't spend it. And it's all on a budget. If you can create a budget, you will be fine. And that's how you start. So hopefully that helps. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for my questions for today. This was fun. I hope it was extremely helpful. All right, guys, always remember, pay it forward. This is information to use and share. See you Friday, where we'll talk about what to do with our money and how to stay safe with everything going on in these uncertain times. All right. So let's take this information and flip the world upside down. Let's do this, guys. The world tonight.